In the 1980s, Germany was a nation divided, split between the influences of two global superpowers, with the Berlin Wall standing as a stark symbol of this fracture. During this period, nuclear power plants were a significant part of the country's energy infrastructure, fueling both East and West Germany. The decade was tumultuous for this recovering nation, marked by a pivotal event that reshaped public perception of nuclear energy. In 1986, the Chernobyl disaster, located just north of Kiev, sent shockwaves across Europe. The explosion released radioactive material that spread westward, blanketing the continent in fallout. The severity of this catastrophe was profound. Iodine tablets were distributed as an emergency measure to saturate thyroid glands with non-radioactive iodine, preventing the uptake of radioactive iodine that could lead to cancer. Local populations near Chernobyl were exposed to radiation levels as high as 7.4 millisieverts per hour, and radioactive cesium lingered in the environment, particularly in moss, raising fears of long-term ecological damage. In Poland's northeast, peasant farmers faced the grim prospect of a bitter harvest, with the first cases of leukemia expected to emerge soon after. Chernobyl was classified as a Level 7 event on the International Nuclear Event Scale, the highest possible ranking, indicating a major accident with widespread radioactive release. In less technical terms, Europe was dusted with what some described as cancer dust. This disaster significantly eroded global support for nuclear energy, but in Germany, the anti-nuclear movement had already taken root. As early as 1975, 30,000 protesters occupied a nuclear power plant construction site in southwestern Germany near the French border. In 1979, following the 3 Mile Island accident in the United States, 200,000 Germans took to the streets in protest. This grassroots movement, driven by fears of nuclear energy's tangible dangers, gained significant momentum. The political pressure it generated led to the formation of Germany's Green Party in 1980, which championed the phase-out of nuclear power. Chernobyl only intensified this resolve, solidifying the Green Party's ideology. By 1998, the Green Party had risen to power for the first time, marking a turning point for Germany's energy policy. The government decided that no new nuclear reactors would be built, and in 2002, a law was passed banning new nuclear energy projects. 2 nuclear power plants were decommissioned prematurely soon after, a move that Angela Merkel and her Christian Democratic Union, CDU, party criticized as the destruction of national property. However, the 2011 Fukushima disaster, the only other nuclear incident to receive a Level 7 rating, further weakened resistance to the anti-nuclear movement, even within Merkel's party. The Green Party's influence peaked, securing control in key southern states, and the anti-nuclear sentiment became politically undeniable. By April 15, 2023, Germany shut down its final nuclear power plant, a milestone celebrated by anti-nuclear activists after a 50-year campaign. This closure, however, sparked outrage among pro-nuclear advocates, who echoed Merkel's earlier sentiments, arguing that it undermined Germany's clean energy goals. The consequences of Germany's nuclear phase-out were stark when compared to its neighbor, France. France relies on nuclear energy for 65 to 75% of its power, supplemented by wind, solar, hydro, and a small amount of flexible gas plants. This mix results in remarkably low carbon emissions, 30 to 40 grams of CO2 per kilowatt-hour generated. France's energy independence, free from reliance on foreign fossil fuels, allows it to export significant amounts of low-carbon electricity to neighboring countries, bolstering its economy. Germany, by contrast, emits around 440 grams of CO2 per kilowatt-hour, with 20 to 25% of its power from coal and 10 to 15% from gas, alongside renewables like wind, solar, and biomass. Without nuclear baseload or sufficient energy storage, Germany's reliance on fossil fuels intensified, particularly after Russia's invasion of Ukraine disrupted natural gas imports, causing electricity prices to soar. This dependency was further highlighted when the Green Party, despite its environmental stance, approved the expansion of an open-pit coal mine, drawing protests and accusations of hypocrisy. The colossal bucket excavators in these mines became symbols of industry-driven climate change. Germany aims to phase out coal, but currently relies on importing more natural gas, a less than ideal solution. Both sides of the nuclear debate share the goal of clean, safe, sustainable energy, but disagree on the means to achieve it. In 2022, the European Parliament saw this divide play out when France pushed for EU legislation to classify nuclear energy and natural gas as green. The vote passed narrowly, 328 to 278, but sparked controversy, with critics, including Greenpeace, labeling it greenwashing and initiating legal challenges. This legislation, however, enables countries to invest in nuclear energy while meeting EU sustainability targets, potentially encouraging more nations to follow France's model. France's nuclear success story began in 1973, triggered by the Yom Kippur War, when Arab oil exporters imposed an embargo, causing global oil prices to spike. Though not directly targeted, France recognized its vulnerability due to limited domestic energy resources. Nuclear energy became the solution, and from 1974, France rapidly expanded its nuclear capacity, building 56 reactors across 19 sites over 23 years. Construction slowed after Chernobyl, with only 2 reactors, Civil 1 and 2, completed in 1997 and 1999. These are France's youngest reactors, now 24 and 26 years old, while the oldest, Buggy 2, has been operational since 1978 and is 45 years old. The average age of France's reactors is 39 years, and their aging infrastructure poses challenges. In 2022, amid an energy crisis sparked by Russia's invasion of Ukraine, France's nuclear watchdog ordered inspections after discovering a 23mm crack in a 27mm thick cooling pipe at one reactor. Caused by thermal fatigue, the crack raised concerns about the safety and reliability of aging reactors. Subsequent inspections uncovered similar issues, leading to a 34-year low in nuclear output as plants were taken offline for repairs. This crisis exposed decades of underinvestment and mismanagement in France's nuclear sector. The specialized welding skills needed for repairs had dwindled due to a 30-year hiatus in new nuclear construction. France is now urgently reinvesting in these skills and nuclear infrastructure. Following a narrow escape from a no-confidence vote, the government secured bipartisan support for a $56 billion plan to build 6 next-generation EPR-2 reactors. The first-generation EPR, under construction since 2007, is still incomplete, nearly 5 times over budget at $13.2 billion and plagued by delays including welding issues. The EPR-2 design aims to address these cost and construction challenges, but nuclear projects historically overrun budgets and timelines. A study of 180 nuclear projects found 175 exceeded cost estimates by an average of 117% and took 64% longer than planned. With the first EPR-2 reactor not starting construction until May 2027 and an optimistic 8-year build time, France's reactors will average 49 years old by completion, raising concerns about grid stability and safety. Germany's decision to phase out nuclear power may seem misguided given France's low-carbon success, but the risks of aging reactors and construction challenges highlight valid concerns. Nuclear energy, when executed well, is a powerful tool for reducing emissions, but it often falls short due to cost overruns, safety issues, and mismanagement. A middle ground might involve gradually reducing nuclear reliance while scaling up renewables and energy storage. Alternatively, future technologies like small modular nuclear reactors could offer a safer, cheaper, and more flexible solution. These reactors generate less power but can be scaled modularly, reducing initial costs and enabling placement in diverse locations. Compared to nuclear's $8 million per megawatt cost, wind turbines cost $1 to $2 million per megawatt, and can be installed incrementally, offering a modular advantage. The debate over nuclear energy reflects broader questions about balancing safety, cost, and environmental goals. Both Germany and France illustrate the complexities of energy policy. Germany's fossil fuel dependency and France's aging reactors highlight the trade-offs. As technologies evolve, solutions like small modular reactors or improved energy storage could bridge the gap, offering a path to clean, sustainable energy that both sides of the debate ultimately seek.